You're all with your friends and they're there with their partners, and one of your friends' partners brings her friend. And you're all talking and you're in that conversation. And you're like, yeah, I cook every Wednesday, I cook every Thursday and Friday. That's my day for cooking. Shut up, you cook. My last boyfriend never cooked. I cooked every single meal for him. That was my job. I understood that as my role to do, etc., etc. She's now ticked that box for you. And one of your friends' partners brings her friend. And you're all talking and you're in that conversation. And you're like, yeah, I cook every Wednesday, I cook every Thursday and Friday. That's my day for cooking. Shut up, you cook. My last boyfriend never cooked. I cooked every single meal for him. That was my job. I understood that as my role to do, etc., etc. She's now ticked that box for you. Yeah? Your wife is standing there or your partner is standing there with you. And then you're like, yeah, you know, it's just the way it works in our family. It just helps. It helps if I do that. And she's like, no, I go to work and come home and make sure I come home. If I have to leave work early, I'll leave work early to come home to make sure that I was cooking. So she's now giving you this, and I want to use the word illusion because, you know, everybody says 100 things, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the truth. But she's now basically describing the perfect woman. Everything that you consider to be the A, she's now describing every single part of that for you. You're sitting there with your woman who is a B. She don't cook on Thursdays because she says she's tired on Thursdays. Fridays is takeaway day, which you can't really afford because every time you go takeaway is £150 on that day. So for the month, you're spending in excess of £500 on takeaway for 1 day a week. However, this person has broken down all these things. She's heard this. She's looked at you, waiting to see your reaction. Where does the balance lie? Because this person is technically your A. That means you'd be like, you're holding your hand and walking up because that's your A.
That's an assumption of my A. I haven't told you that's my A.
No, but she said everything that you wanted, that your little checklist that Buddy was talking about earlier, she's ticking them all off. I work, but I understand. Hold on. I work, but I understand that part of my role is to maintain the house. I am house proud. This is her speaking. I am house proud. So I can't have my man come home to a dirty home. That would make me feel bad. I would not be happy with that. I cannot make my man come home and there's not the smell of fresh bread being baked on the weekend. That is my contribution for him.
But you already said...
What are you saying?
You already debunked what you said by starting off saying it's an illusion. That's the first thing you said. So all you're saying now is bullshit.
So sorry. Let me cut a
Brother,
little bit.
I'm saying it's illusion because you're not with the person.
No. Let me cut a little bit.
You're not with them.
You don't know it's true.
Let me cut and add a little spice to it. All right. So is this now a reason why people cheat? Yeah.